I'm joined now by Mr. Fuad Al Zayer, Head of Data Services with OPEC. Now, thanks so much for joining us. The Joint Oil Data Initiative, something very close to your heart. You've been working on this for a long time. But it really has become more relevant than ever now that we're, here in 2010. Tell us why it's so important right now that everybody is involved with this.
I think you can observe what took place in the last 2 years since Rome. You saw the financial market collapse. You saw the volatility in the oil market. That only proves the point that the more information that's available for the marketplace, the less volatile place it becomes. And the more decision makers know, the more information is available for them to make the right decisions, the better it is. So I think this proves the point where the world is hungrier than it used to be for such more reliable information and more timely and complete information. That only proves the point that JODI is really called upon even more than before. It's no longer a luxury, it is a necessity.
Now, of course, a lot of that information that you collect, very, very important in terms of being able to make investment decisions. What's the feedback you're getting from the people who use this data in terms of its relevance?
We are seeing more and more. I think if you listen to Saeed Nashiat earlier in the press conference, he mentioned that we have done a study and we have seen now a lot of analysts out there wait for the data to be there. They continue to rely on it more and more. We see a lot of usage as time goes by. Reliability is improving. I think 2 years ago there was only about 60 countries who provide information in reliable format. That number has moved up to 70. So we have seen improvement. So this means people can rely on it more than they used to be.
Now, a lot of coordination goes into this. We're talking about data coming from 100 countries and indeed, 7 different agencies. How relevant or how important then is it, that role of the IAF, that it collects that data and puts it all together and then delivers it?
I think the IAF role is mainly is really a coordination role. It's a coordination role between the 7 organizations, but the actual data collection is done by the 7 organizations. So it's really a hierarchy. If you look at it as a hierarchy, you have member countries who have a statistician on the ground who collect the information from their international oil companies, the national oil companies. They collect that, provide that as a country level, and that country provides it to the organization. Each 7 of us, or 6 of us actually, and the organization massages the data, ensure it's reliable and consistent, and provides that to the IF. The IF puts it together in a consistent manner in one place, one database that's controlled by the IF. So it's really a lot of cooperation goes on, between the 7 organizations and the International Energy Forum, and way below that. You see that the people who are really involved in the process it's tremendous.
Now, one of the things we talked about 2 years ago, and indeed you're putting in place now, is the gas initiative. This is something whereby, and you had even said that already, a lot of that data is being collected by organizations, and really you've always been collecting energy data, so it's probably timely now that this is part of it.
Yeah, well, I have to speak as on behalf of OPEC, a slightly different story than behalf of the other organizations. What I said, some of the 7 partner organizations do collect monthly data in gas, the IA, for example, who are in charge of energy. We in OPEC, we're very unique, we're an oil organization, so we really do not collect frequent data in natural gas. We mainly concern ourselves with oil, this is our mandate. So we do not do that. So we are discussing with the IF as this initiative goes forward, who is really the best person to collect information. We think the new Gas Export Forum is maybe a good partner to be added to JODI Gas, where they can collect the information.
We're also seeing a lot more of JODI being used in terms of reporting, and it's really becoming almost a benchmark now. And again, this I'm sure is what you wanted it to be. How happy are you in terms of how that has developed?
We're very pleased. We know it's not exactly what we want it to be, but I think we're very pleased that the progress is happening. Every year when we meet, we are happy to see more reliability, more usage, more analysts waiting for it. So I think we are going in the right direction.
And again, it's policed quite stringently in terms of checking and timeliness, completedness. This, I guess, is also maybe putting peer pressure on all of the countries to actually deliver on time.
Oh, no doubt about it. We felt this is one way to actually visually, people can see exactly what they stand among each other, and we have that visual. The ministers, when they come to this meeting, they actually look at their country and see how many smiles there is to that country, and actually it motivates them to go back and maybe put more resources to enable us so they have all the 3 smiles.
Now, that data that you're collecting every month, indeed, on a daily basis, indeed, at OPEC, and I know you've got a lot of your big annual report, all of that then, of course, being fed into what's going on at the IEF. Just give us a feel for the value of that data, your data, that then feeds into it.
Yeah, no doubt. We all have a consensus mechanism to collect the data that goes for JODI. So all the 7 partner organizations, we agreed in a forum and say certain data flows that are collected in certain time from all the 90 plus countries. So that is consistent. However, each organization have their own other data collection mechanism and their own transparency. And OPEC, in addition to JODI, we collect information annually, and we provide that in the annual statistical bulletin, for example, that is published every summer. So we have, and we also publish a lot of the information in the web, and capacity and investment, upstream, downstream. So JODI is not the only way we share information and data transparency in many different ways. And each organization have something similar.
And of course, JODI is probably one of the only places where so much information is coming in together. You can get various bits and pieces from different organizations, but the actual culmination of all of this information, and indeed from perhaps some of the smaller countries that we wouldn't get this information from otherwise.
No doubt about it. I think the IEA, for example, they have their own reporting, and people can go there and get information by the IEA. OPEC, for example, we have our own monthly market report. We have our annual report. However, there are many countries which are neither an OPEC or an OECD, which really this is the only mechanism you can collect information from. So this is providing a lot of added value, no doubt, in the marketplace.